dynasty. Unceasing dominance, move after move, again and again and again.
We have a resignation, we have history.
He is the 5-time FIDE World Chess Champion.
But a chess dynasty can also be cruel. It forces most to defer their dreams until next time. If there is a next time.
That's losing.
Oh my god, did he just blow?
Yeah, he did.
I'm blown away. The game is over.
As the chess world turns to Kazakhstan, the Magnus Carlsen dynasty is set to close. The FIDE World Championship is finally up for grabs. For two chess superstars lying in wait, until next time is now. Jan Nepomniachtchi has methodically done what he needed to do to get another shot at the title. The pressure to seize the moment this time rests heavily upon him.
And Jan Nepomniachtchi once again holds a 1-point lead in the 2023 World Championship match. What an incredible bounce back.
Ding Liren knows firsthand what the end of this dynasty means. An unexpected chance to make history. Can China's best turn his good fortune into eternal fame?
Jan is just going to smash through on the king side.
Ding didn't have a good day. This is all over. And what a game, I have to say.
The legacy of this championship spans across centuries. It reads from the names of chess giants. For the first time in a decade, a new name will raise the trophy and be etched into chess history. It's the 2023 FIDE World Championship. Whose name will next be called champion?
Hello and welcome back to Chess.com's coverage of the FIDE World Championship 2023. We're currently in Game 6. We see Ding Liren poised to strike back to level the scores at 3-3 by winning his second white game in a row. He's been playing a great game so far. I'm here with Grandmaster Anish Giri, the world number 6. We've been taking you through the action. And Anish, any chance now for an upset? Any chance for Jan to save this? Or do you think he's got it in the bag?
Well, everything is going against Jan right now. I think the fact that we've just reached move 40 is very unfortunate as well. Very bad news. Ding's got an hour to figure this out. There are plenty of good moves here available. Of course, it can always happen because let's not kid ourselves. The position is not decided yet. I mean, I know many commentators, when they see the evaluation bar, they start to talk about how clearly winning a position is. And I notice a lot of people actually do it, and sometimes I myself do it. But if you actually look at the position without bar, without a computer, and okay, it's still, of course, it's still not finished. The A pawn is extremely far advanced, so you have to find the finishing blow. You have to still be accurate. There are a lot of options, but none of them appear to win on the spot, at least not immediately. So it's possible, of course, it's possible, but you cannot imagine a better situation for Ding, a winning position, more than one way to win, and a lot of time on the clock just after the time control. So no, I don't think it's likely.
Yeah. He is investing that time wisely. It's a good moment to kind of reset, to freshen up at move 40. He spent around 10 minutes now, I think, Ding. And yeah, he's certainly calculating right now. Plenty of forcing lines. You mentioned, though, that maybe no knockout blow. Anish, after calculating for a bit, can Ding take his foot off the pedal and find maybe a more prosaic way to win?
One move that I think is the lazy way to play, and I'm not sure this is the right way to go. I think this is how you often start messing up these positions. But one laziest way to play is knight g6, bishop g6, g. I really like that that approach, because with that, you first of all establish this pawn on g6, which is there forever. Black will forever have the back rank issue. The bishop, once gone from b1, will not be able to support the a pawn. So I'm sure that after knight g6, g, white is winning. I don't know how easy it will be to convert, because you will have to deal with some kind of queen h5, queen d1, perpetual check idea. So let's say black will play queen d1, you will have to deal with that somehow. Also, you have to keep an eye on the g6 pawn a little bit. You have to keep an eye on the a pawn. It's not trivial, but it should be winning. But I don't think that this is what you want to do. I think this is what you do if you don't see anything better. But I suspect that there are some better moves, some better ways to play. That move queen d6 was sort of I sort of mentioned. I guess that was the most natural that I had seen. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't think it was one of the engine moves. Maybe there is something wrong with it. Maybe rook e8 is a response, because king h4 or king h7. Maybe king h7. I have some knight d5 maybe.
Should we jump into a board and try and figure out what we would do if we were in Ding's shoes?
Yeah, because nowadays, the bar is so ruthless that people very often, the commentators very often stop analyzing kind of early because they think, okay, it's completely winning, and then they get completely shocked when the players make mistakes. But to be very honest, I think the position is very analyzable. It's still very far from clear. So queen d6 is, we saw the bar just took a small hit there. I think king h7 is knight d5. I think that looks winning. So I don't see another move than rook e8 because I'm threatening knight g6 check, and then I'll pick up the rook with a check, either with a knight or with a queen. So all the bishop moves are losing, all the queen moves are losing. I have very little options. I can either move my rook, and the only square is e8, or move the king, which is king h7. So I think there are just two moves there. Maybe rook e8 is the best, but then
there's a small trap here as well.
Okay, rook e7, yeah. Okay, rook e7.
And suddenly the whole advantage disappears. This is perpetual check. The white king can never escape. If you go forward, you get mated even. And yeah, if you go back, this repetition that we've seen a few times now. And yeah, the king gets chased. So yeah, some traps, some ghosts.
Too easy, yes, a trap, but too easy. Somebody mentioned here, so in chat, Ding is going to take half an hour. Won't be shocked if he does, won't be shocked, because this could be the last big thing that he should take. When I at some point switched on the lines of the engine just to see the options that engine suggests, the first line completely shocked me. I think it was, oh, now I get it. But it's a very difficult move to make. It wins on the spot. Oh, it wins on the spot, actually. I get it. Rook b7 wins on the spot.
Wow, if you gave me 20 guesses in each, I wouldn't have suggested this one.
David, it's because you didn't see the point. Like, I also didn't get it at all. But if you think about it for 1 second, you see immediately it's on rook b8. It's just you can resign. It's over.
Yeah, but
it's all over.
It feels so counterintuitive to let this pawn advance, to just take your eye off it for a moment. But like you say,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You think the rook is well placed there, and you don't see the rook b8 idea, because the idea is, of course, a1, rook f8, and queen g6.
Let's show this a1. You make a new queen, check, and checkmate. Beautiful stuff.
But I'm pretty sure I would have never seen that move, because also I have many alternatives. So I think I would never find the rook b8, rook b7. I mean, unless I think forever, and I just by elimination. But it's just not the exactly. It's so counterintuitive to remove the rook from behind the a pawn. But once I see the move, so once I said it out loud, rook b7, I immediately realize, of course, that it's winning on the spot. It's just over immediately. Like, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, you did say
rook b7.
Earlier in the broadcast, you did say if you break through on the 8th rank, it's even better than the 7th rank. So it makes sense from that point of view. But yeah, it's incredibly hard visually. It looks like you're focusing on this point and you actually want to background checkmate.
If Ding, Fabi maybe can find such. Like, there are some players, what it depends on. So it depends on your search algorithm, because everybody has certain search. Because you cannot, of course, calculate all the moves in chess, because the tree of the variation is too wide. The question is how do you select your move? For example, I know that Magnus, he has a very narrow search. So that's why he's very quickly reaching a very good conclusion, because he dismisses a lot of bad moves on each turn. And I notice it because that's also why he often misses some tactics, because he's just dismissing moves. And this allows him to go extremely deep. And he can afford to do this as well, because he has an incredible evaluation function. So he is able to evaluate positions extremely fast. And I think a player like Magnus, who calculates this way, he might just never consider rook b7. But there are players that calculate much more broadly. In particular, Fabiano has an extremely wide search. He is looking at a lot of options for both sides on the first few moves. And I'm pretty sure if you give half an hour to Fabi, he will spot rook b7, simply because it enters his radar, because he considers more moves. He considers more moves, basically, but it doesn't mean that you come to a better conclusion. It means you waste much more time, and you spend time in the wrong direction very often. But he just spends much. And I don't know what kind of calculator Ding is, but he could find rook b7. But again, there are other ways to win as well that are much more intuitive, so not sure.
Yeah, it's fascinating the point you make. I also attended a lecture recently where Magnus was basically saying he goes on instinct and he calculates deeply from those variations. Also, one of the speakers at that lecture was Ramesh, and he was encouraging these young Indian players to do a scan of the board. It's like, okay, do you have any good moves with your rook? Here, it doesn't look like you do, but if you ask yourself that question, maybe you find rook b7, knight, queen, likewise. And okay, d5 played by Ding. He immediately leaves the board, and there we do see a question mark from the very harsh chess.com trainer there. It looks like a good move to me. Why not push him? Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
yeah. No,
pushable.
the thing is that, of course, the algorithm, and it's understandable. It's probably possible to fine tune actually as well at chess.com. When the eval drops from, let's say, +5 to +3, you can probably change the algorithm that it doesn't show the move as a mistake, because essentially both are winning. At the same time, sometimes, a +3 is less than a +5. So d5 compared to rook b7 is a mistake. But okay, position is still winning. And after thinking for longer, the bar went higher up. It's +4 now. So yeah, even the question mark disappeared. No, d5 is a much more human attempt to win. So the question I have is, so a2 is probably queued up. So after a2, what is the idea? Or is the idea simply that black doesn't have a next move?
Maybe that's the idea. You can get the pawn to a2, but no further. The a1 square.
Yeah, does he just want to go d6 or not? Is that simply the idea? Just push the d pawn as far as possible?
Possibly. I don't see any reply to that for black. The black queen needs to be, sorry, my arrows. The black queen needs to be back in time to g5. So the queen can't move. The bishop has to protect the pawn if it lands on a2. Black is a bit stuck. Black is frozen. So it makes a lot of sense that white can push the pawn forward. I'm liking it. And Jan is back at the board and clearly in calculation mode. I don't think he would have expected this somehow. It's not as forcing as all the other options we were looking at. So he needs some time to react, some time to think. And Anish, how do you think he'll react?
I think a2. I think a2. At the end of the day, I don't see how other moves contribute to anything. Okay, he can try to go queen d1, but I think he's reaching for the a pawn, I guess. Queen d1 intending queen h5, but then probably f3 just does the job. No, a2. Of course, he goes a2. Yeah, and now I want to establish. So is it? Okay. No, in fact, the computer suggests that d6 is not the way.
Okay, something even better.
Yeah, queen c7. I'm just trying to understand queen c7. If what has changed? So if king h7.
It's complicated, Anish.
It is a little bit complicated, but
yeah, I do feel Ding maybe could have found a cleaner way to do this. This feels messy now, at least with the black pawn on a2. We didn't see what next for black.
Give him a benefit of the doubt. So it is +4, and it is after queen c7. I think he probably sees it because he didn't need to go d5. So he probably sees it. I don't see it just yet. Queen c7, I think h7, and then if knight f5.
Yep, let's jump in, Anish.
I'm just trying to remember what changed. So why did we play d5? What has changed?
You want to break through here, but black has multiple moves. Queen g5, I guess. Doesn't look like much has changed here.
About knight. Oh yeah, but knight g7. I thought maybe knight g7 was the idea, but
maybe knight g7.
What is the defense here? Oh, queen e5 is. Wait, queen e5. I take a knight e6.
Yeah, this is crazy stuff. Maybe I just move my king, and what do you do next?
Yeah. No, this
because
was
I
a
take
resource.
This pawn
yeah.
If you move your knight.
This was always the resource. Yeah, forget about it. No, so yes. This is why I didn't. So king h7 was the defense. Queen c7, king h7. Okay, so this bar is all the way up. So let's try to find it. What's going on here? Knight where? Knight g6 is rook g8.
Yeah, let's put that on the board. Threatening checkmate. You have to defend. I don't see a knockout blow here.
But the bar suggests that there is one.
What is this pawn doing? On d5, what has it changed?
Wait. What's going on here?
So confusing.
Some checkmate. Oh, okay. Wait. There is a.
Is it?
You know what is the fun fact is that if I had my rook on a8, then queen takes g7 would be checkmate. That's just a fun fact.
And meanwhile, we see Ding come back to the board very excitedly. He was away for a moment or two, I think, in his rest area, just trying to calculate this variation that we're looking at.
It bugs me that I don't. Yeah, it bugs me that I don't see it, and I really want to find it. But I hope for him that he found it. That's what matters. I don't have to find it now, though. I do want to. Yeah, it does disturb me.
Critical moment. Maybe he'll show us before we can work it out. Anish, it looks like
I hope not, because I really like the challenge. But I don't know. Do you see it? You don't see it also? It's not easy, no?
It's not easy. I mean, it's like you said earlier. Everything looks winning, but it's an illusion. You still have to be a bit careful, a bit accurate. Black does have some resources.
It's not at all. No, it's not. It's really not obvious.
I'm struggling here. Got to say, that position we were stuck on, Queen c7, the first move.
He sees it. You know, this is the remarkable part. He sees it.
You think so? He looks like he's very excited.
Yeah, he's excited, and he sees probably something pretty even. Wow. Oh, it's so disturbing that I don't see it. Look, he sees it. You see, he's going for it.
Yes.
What is it
Yeah.
that he's going for? What is the finisher after king h7, knight g6, rook g8? What is the finishing touch?
Wow. He is a genius, Ding, so he's going to show us something clever.
He is, and it's his moment to shine. So
Yeah.
he is more than a genius, and he should do it.
I'm also being told, Anish, that this was the only directly winning move. Everything else, the advantage would have been greatly diminished.
But he went d5. He went d5 with the idea to do this. But I just don't know what this is. This is beautiful. This is something. I see some different patterns, but I don't see the order in which I can do it.
I'm struggling as well. King h7.
Is the d pawn? Yeah, is d pawn involved? I don't think the d pawn is involved, and I don't know why d5 had to be played for this to work. I don't see what the d. You see it?
Wait, he's closed a mating net, Anish. The king. Oh wow. Okay, we have to show this on the board. I think I've come up with the idea. Let's jump in. Both players are away right now. I think he wants to sacrifice his queen, and d5 does contribute here. So, okay, there's a discovered check. We were assuming king h7. Let's bring up the analysis board while Jan returns. And now knight g6. We were saying rook g8, but Anish, queen f7. And I'm going to take this and checkmate you.
Oh, that's weird.
Look at this.
See, I'm not. This is not my strength. Checkmates. I'm going to start solving. I'm bad at checkmates. Checkmating patterns. There is a video online also where a bunch of top players solve checkmates. It's just not my strength. It's just very difficult. Oh, this is beautiful.
Wow. And this is why the d5 push contributes. You cover the e6 square, cover the escape square. He saw this, what was it, 5-6 moves in advance.
Does Jan see it?
He doesn't. He plays king h7.
Well. I think he sees it. Oh, it just didn't occur to me. Oh, d5 takes away the e6 square. Oh, wow, that's a beautiful finisher. Whew. Yeah, I just didn't. Wow, amazing. Wow, that's so beautiful.
I must say, shout out to the featured chat. I saw that people were hinting that it was a beautiful finish, and that's the only way you can stumble across this. Unless you're Ding, and unless you're a genius. I would never have found this either.
No, it reminds me of something, like... it reminds me of something, but it's a very difficult position to solve. I'm sure it's difficult. I'm sure it's a very difficult one to solve, because these ideas are... Of course, queen takes g8 and rook a8 is a theme that we all know with the pawn on f7. This I could find. But the one where the king comes to f7 and nonetheless gets mated, that's a very unusual theme. This is very rare. Really remarkable that he, from all the options, he found this one. This is really tough. It's much harder to me than rook b7, rook b8. This is really like, okay, but yeah, maybe it's amazing. Yeah, wow, that he found it. It's
incredible stuff. Shout out to Ding for finding this beautiful checkmating pattern. Shout out to the featured chat for giving us a clue on that queen sacrifice.
You're like a rapper, shout out. You're a good rap song. Shout out to Ding,
Also, the 40,000 people watching over in Twitch. What a moment this is about to be. We're about to see one of the most beautiful finishes to a World Championship game. I think in history, Anish.
But it's every day. I mean, the guys, they're just like, the final positions are so beautiful every time. It's just incredible. It's disturbing how beautiful the stuff is. It's like, I mean, it's just aesthetically. I said it yesterday, but it just keeps happening. This is just so beautiful from a chess point of view. It's just so incredibly satisfying, this checkmate.
Wow.
It's so satisfying. It's so hard also to see that. Seriously, it's how do you spot d5 with idea queen 7? How do you even spot this? It's completely beyond me how you can see it from afar. You must be total genius.
Yeah, and I guess the way he found d5 first was spotting this whole tactic, realizing the black king was running, and then kind of tracing us back to square one.
Yeah, he saw queen c7. He saw queen c7. Then he saw queen c7, king h7, knight g6, rook g8. He saw queen f7.
Yeah.
He saw queen takes g8 doesn't work because of king f7, king e6, and then he worked his way back.
Yeah,
that's probably what must. But it's seriously sick. It's sick stuff. It's sick stuff. Wow.
And Jan, I don't think Jan saw it coming either, but he certainly sees it coming now. He's realized what's happening. A queen sacrifice is guaranteed at this point to deliver checkmate. Black can only postpone the inevitable. And
yeah, I'm curious if Jan had seen it coming from like a move or two before. I'm just curious because there are a few checkmates. I have a collection. There are a few. I should actually make a collection, but I've missed also some. There are a few checkmates which are like very short, like 1 to 3 move checkmates like that, but they are extremely hard. And it's really interesting that some top players see them and some don't. And I think it has to do with how many checkmate patterns you solve as a kid. Like, let's say we all solve like 1,000 or 2,000, 10,000, but some have solved 100,000. And some are exceptional, like Mamediarov, Duda, some Vishy, Polgar. Some who have solved a crazy amount of puzzles as kids, they are more exceptional at checkmating patterns, while some other top players they have other strengths and they're less alert to this checkmating patterns. But yeah, Ding found a very beautiful one, and he set it up from afar. D5 already sets it up. It's really insane.
He set it up 4 moves ago. He's about to execute it. And Anish, the eternal question as a chess player: do you resign now, knowing you're about to get checkmated, or do you let it play out on the board if you're Jan?
No, but I know that you British guys, especially, you are all about checkmate on the board. But no, I'm Team Jan. I resign. No, I don't want to see it.
And just as you say it there, Anish, Jan has resigned. You called it. No beautiful checkmate on the board, but still a beautiful game, beautiful finish from Ding. And the scores are level at 3-3. What a day it's been.
No, but I still need to recover from the final checkmate. It's so beautiful. Mm-hmm. Wow.
And we will recap that checkmate, the incoming checkmate for the viewers after this. Yeah, Ding, though, he's got to be buzzing. He's got to be high now. Momentum swinging in this match day after day. Who would have predicted this?
Well, at this point, you could have predicted it already. It was already a thing. Ding has come back once. At this point, you could predict the unpredictable. And but yeah, it's really unusual stuff. And again, like yesterday, it was Jan who looked like the best player in the world, and Ding looked very miserable in the entire game. And today is the opposite. It's a Ding show today. And wow, like day in, day out, like the players, they are able to bring their best, but they alternate. That's very unusual. And yeah, a remarkable match so far with. And a lot more is left. A lot left in store for us as we are still approaching the finish of the first half of the match.
Yeah, it's only game 6 and still 8 rounds to go. And this one definitely feels like the players are inspiring each other to show their best, striking back kind of continuously at this point. And Anish, shall we go and recap this incredible game from Ding right from move 1? We're hoping for a press conference a bit later on, but while the players have left the stage, let's go back to the beginning. And it was the London system, the infamous London system, Anish.
Yeah, and Jan chose this very simple setup, a healthy setup with 5 CD4. At that point, instead of 5 CD4, there are a lot of different options. There's a big line with Queen B6, take B2, for example, right here, and Knight H5 as well. But he went for the simplest of all, CD, ED, Bishop F5. And now Ding went for the very unassuming, very quiet C3, like Bishop B5 followed by C4 is much more principled. But that's what Jan has prepared mainly. That's where he went deep. These complications, he has figured them out. Instead, Ding went for the very unassuming C3, E6, Bishop B5, allowing Black to develop comfortably. He didn't want much, just wanted to get the pawn structure, just wanted to play this position. Maybe he realized that Jan is not comfortable in the Carlsbad structure, so he realized he could get it to colors reversed. And just rook E1. And already here, Jan maybe made a few inaccuracies. H6 allows knight e5. Instead, Queen c7, dropping back out of the knight takes e5, d takes e5 fork was maybe more clever. H6 is the most natural move to keep the bishop on f5, not allow knight h4. But now knight e5 came with the tempo. Bishop c6 already kind of annoying, as after bc b4, the c6 square will be c6 pawn will be weakness. So Jan logically went for knight e7, and after a4. I think here, Jan, the sequence he went for, this was a big positional mistake. He went a6 followed by knight d7, allowing Ding to fix his pawn structure. Now after takes and a5, the knight is heading to c5. And the queenside pawns are blocked in such a way that you cannot kick the knight out ever. And this was already very unpleasant. And yeah, it was already determined, let's say, who is going to press here. And then around move 22, something interesting happened after Jan tried to drum up some counterplay with e5, move 22. Yeah, here Ding went for a concrete sequence with rook b3 instead, and this play just went somewhat out of control. Though Ding was always in control, but it went sort of it started to get very forced. And Jan had some chances according to computer, and I think the decisive moment was around move 32 after rook c5. The computer was claiming that there is a defense after queen takes c3, knight takes f7. Still possible to defend there. But what Jan did was not good, because after queen c1 and f6, he kept the f-pawn, but Ding simply captured the c-pawn, and the a-pawn looked like it's going to drum up a lot of counterplay, and it actually reached a2 in the game, but it reached no further, as Ding found a mating net in the end, and a very beautiful one. There were multiple ways to win, but his is the rook b7, very beautiful, by the way, very beautiful too, but his is actually much harder and much prettier, in my opinion. This d5 followed by queen c7 and then queen f7, setting up queen takes g8. Yeah, amazing. And we see the players already ready for the press conference.
Yeah, beautiful finish from Ding, and hopefully we can hear what he has to say about his victory. Let's see if we can get that press conference up. And yeah, here we go. In with the players.